Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Assalamualaikum. Together with the Presidential Communications Office, we bring you the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news coverage from the People's Television, IBC, Philippine News Agency, Philippine Information Agency, and Presidential Broadcast Service. I'm Princess Abiba Saripaudak from Radyo Pilipinas. Welcome to Balitang Pambansa. Tonight's headlines. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin belied speculation on supposed reorganization within the cabinet. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. reassures that government is committed to generating more jobs for Filipinos as he visited the Trabaho para sa Bagong Pilipinas event in Iloilo City. The Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas Late will jumpstart its activities in Mindanao by conducting a campaign rally in Carmen, Davao del Norte tomorrow. On top of the news, a new and relatively young guy is taking over the huge portfolio left by erstwhile Jaime Bautista in the Department of Transportation and not on acting or interim capacity. Even more, there is no clear-cut sign or indication this is the first of many substitutions in the President's cabinet, even as Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin remains non-committal on events behind the scenes. Our Kenneth Paciente has more.
Starting February 21, the Department of Transportation will have a new leader. This after President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. appointed former Bases Conversion and Development Authority or BCDA Chief Vince Dizon as the new Transportation Secretary. This means Dizon will lead the agency responsible for overseeing 69 out of the 186 flagship infrastructure projects under the administration's Build Better More program. Dizon served in the previous administration. He was then appointed Presidential Advisor for flagship programs and projects. His mandate was further extended when he was designated as Deputy Chief Implementer of the National Action Plan Against COVID-19, Testing Czar, and Chief Coordinator of the Test, Trace, Treat program. But apart from his service in government, Dizon also played a role in the private sector, including his position as Chief Regulatory Officer of Prime Infra, owned by business tycoon Enrique Razon. The Presidential Communications Office earlier stated that Dizon has extensive experience in government service, spanning 26 years in both the legislative and executive branches. Now that DOTR has a new secretary, many are asking, will there be a cabinet reshuffle? Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin denied such claims. In an ambush interview, the secretary clarified that he has no knowledge of speculations about a supposed reorganization in the president's cabinet.
Well, I do not know yet, kung how true they are, or if there is any basis, but usually speculations are always there. Hindi naman namin pwedeng sabihin sa inyo until na nangyari na yan, because we do not have compelling reasons, but speculations are rife, so we just cannot dignify speculations.
The only reason for the change in DOTR leadership, he said, is the health concerns of outgoing Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista, especially since the President's primary concern is the well-being of his cabinet.
The President was always solicitous of the health of his cabinet members. So when the President and Secretary Bautista talked about it, it became clear to the President that Secretary Bautista may really need to take a rest from official duties. Secretary Bautista has asked for until February 21. The President naman maunawain yan.
The secretary also denied claims that certain groups were dissatisfied with Bautista's performance or that he was forced to resign.
No. The President and Secretary Bautista talked at length about the situation of Secretary Bautista. There is no other consideration there except to allow Secretary Bautista to have more health.
It was in June of 2022 when the President appointed Bautista as Transportation Secretary. From PTV Manila, Kenneth Pasyente, Balitang Pambansa.
The chief executive highlighted the importance of matching job seekers with suitable positions to ensure effective employment and the ongoing efforts to offer affordable goods through Kadiwa stores. The president also noted that cash payouts are being distributed to beneficiaries of the Department of Social Welfare and Development's programs during these events. President Marcos Jr. also encouraged local chief executives to maintain collaborations with the national government to expedite infrastructure projects in their areas. During the Regional Development Council meeting, updates were provided on major infrastructure projects in Western Visayas, including the rehabilitation of the Boracay Circumferential Road and the Jalaor River Multipurpose Project Stage 3. Other projects were discussed, such as the Panay-Guimaras Negros Island Bridge Project, the Panay Railway System, and the Boracay Bridge Project.
Dahil po kuminsan ang nagiging problema sa naghahanap ng trabaho, yung kakayahan ng tao ay hindi bagay doon sa trabaho na ina-applyan nila. Kaya tinutulungan namin sila para naman babagay doon sa kanilang kakayahan, sa yung kanilang itinatawag na skill set na mapupunta sila sa tamang trabaho. Kaya kung anong maitutulong ng pamahalaan, kung anong magagawa ng gobyerno para sa inyo, ay gagawin namin. Sana po ay makatulong po itong aming ginagawa at napakahalaga po para sa aming sa ating pamahalaan na yung mga nangangailangan ng tulong ay mabibigyan ng tulong. Kaya po namin ginagawa ito.
Tomorrow's third leg of the Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas proclamation rallies will be the acid test of the administration's coalition's strength or favorability to win majority of the 12 vacated seats in the Senate for the 20th Congress. Davao del Norte could be hostile territory, but campaign manager Toby Chango exudes confidence and believes otherwise, as our Mela Las Moras reports.
After strong launches in Luzon and the Visayas, Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas, the administration-backed powerhouse senatorial slate will be launching its Mindanao campaign tomorrow, February 15, in Carmen, Davao del Norte. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. will lead the event. According to Navotas City Representative Toby Chanco, Alyansa's campaign manager, just like how they supported the president, they believe our Mindanaoan brothers and sisters will back the administration's senatorial candidates. In Davao del Norte alone, around 470,000 out of more than 577,000 voters casted their votes for President Marcos Jr. in the 2022 national elections, which can be considered a landslide victory. In his speech in Iloilo City yesterday, the president emphasized that the future of the Philippines lies in the hands of each and every Filipino. That's why in the upcoming 2025 midterm elections, he stressed the importance of choosing the right candidates.
Dalawa po ang pagpipilian na ngayon natin. Mamimili ba tayo na babalik tayo sa panahon ng lagim o tayo ba ay tutungo patuloy sa ating kinabukasan na maliwanag, na mapayapa at maganda para sa lahat ng Pilipino. Hindi po namimili kung sinong uunahin, hindi po namimili kung sinong sikat, kung sinong mayaman, basta't Pilipino, tinutulungan ang Pilipino. Yan po ang panindigan po ng Alyansa.
Among the Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas slate are former DILG Secretary Benher Abalos, Makati City Mayor Abby Binay, Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Pia Cayetano, former Senator Ping Lacson, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Amy Marcos, former Senator Manny Pacquiao, former Senator Tito Soto, Senator Francis Tolentino, House Deputy Majority Leader Erwin Tulfo, and House Deputy Speaker Camille Villar. The president said it's not just about promises, as the administration's candidates have already accomplished a lot, which is why they deserve the public support.
They are not here to oppose. They are here to propose. Ibig sabihin po, hindi sila nandito upang makapagdebate lamang, upang paninira lamang. Sila ay nandito upang maghanap ng mga bagong paraan para tulungan ang ating mga kababayan.
After Davao del Norte, the Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas will hold its next campaign rally in Pasay City next week, marking the start of their NCR campaign leg. From PTV, Melalas Moras, Balitang Pambansa.
On the other news, the National Security Council or NSC defended the Typhoon missile system's presence in the Philippines, rejecting China's claims. They clarified that the Philippines does not interfere with China's defense upgrades and does not promote anti-China rhetoric. PTV's Patrick De Jesus tells us more.
The National Security Council has once again defended the presence of the Typhoon missile system of the United States in the Philippines. This follows another protest from China, which claimed that the Philippines had committed to removing the system. According to the NSC, the Philippines has never made such a promise, emphasizing that the system's presence in the country is solely for training purposes. The NSC further stated the Philippines does not comment on China's own upgrades to its defense capabilities.
Because we also believe that the PRC as a sovereign state has also this opportunity or responsibility to also improve their defense capabilities. So we feel that it is deceptive on the part of the People's Republic of China to comment on our right to improve our defense capabilities and position while they continue to improve their offensive capabilities.
It would take more than just their presence here before it gets to the point of being operational. There will have to be guidance from national command authorities, which is actually beyond the current reason why the MRC or the Typhoon is here.
The NSC also asserted that the country is not spreading anti-China rhetoric as diplomatic relations with China remain intact. This is in connection with the recent arrest of Chinese nationals allegedly involved in espionage.
There is no anti-China rhetoric that is being propagated. We just happen to have the evidence to pin down several Chinese nationals who have been arrested by Philippine law enforcement authorities in the act of espionage.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard continues to monitor Chinese vessels in the country's exclusive economic zone or EEZ. So far, the China Coast Guard 3304 has been driven more than 100 nautical miles away from Bani, Pangasinan due to the maneuvering of the PCG vessel BRP Cabra. Meanwhile, the monster ship has left Scarborough Shoal and was monitored 60 nautical miles from Purcell Island after intruding in the country's EEZ for more than a month. Meanwhile, the Chinese research vessel Lanhai 101 has completely left Philippine waters and is now in Taiwan's territory according to the PCG. From the People's Television Network, Patrick De Jesus, Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice or DOJ classified the case filed by the NBI against Vice President Sara Duterte as an ordinary case. The case stems from her supposed death threat issued against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and Speaker Martin Romualdez. Undersecretary Jesse Andres explained that an initial evaluation of evidence will take place, followed by a preliminary investigation, and if necessary, the Justice Department and NBI will work together to strengthen the said case. Under the Marcos administration, the Department of Agrarian Reform, or DAR, distributed 194,111 land titles to over 186,000 beneficiaries. This includes 132,393 e-titles and 61,718 regular titles, covering more than 200,000 hectares. The DAR Secretary Conrado Estrella III also highlighted the issuance of 230,372 certificates of condonation benefiting 198,000 364 beneficiaries with a total value exceeding 10 billion pesos. These efforts will allow farmers to use their earnings for personal needs instead of debt payments. DAR aims to distribute 400,000 hectares of land and modernize farming with machinery to improve the livelihoods of farmers this year.
Ayan ang nais natin, na kanilang maabot ang pamumuhay na sila ay may sapat na kinikita na kanilang gagamitin para sa kanilang pamilya at sa pagsasaka upang tuloy-tuloy na merong pagkain sa bawat tahanan ng mga Pilipino.
The Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, or DSUD, marked its 6th anniversary today, focusing on its role in providing affordable housing. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin highlighted the agency's work in fulfilling President Marcos Jr.'s programs, including 4PH and Pasig River Urban Development. President Marcos Jr. expressed confidence in DSUD's ability to ensure every Filipino has a home. Secretary Jose Rizalino Acuzar committed to continuing efforts to meet the administration's housing goals.
Ako, si Chufila Botas, ninyo ni Pablo Botas. Nag-edad og si Pablo Botas og 81. Ako nag-edad og 80. Kaagi gid mi diri nga magkaon og balanghoy nga raspahon ra namo. Unya magkuan og kamuti. Isagoy bugas, nabuhi rami. Naanad na pod. Nakakaton rami ani. Aning kamot lang gihapon mi, bahala og wala pay titulo. Naning kamot lang gihapon mi nga makapanginabuhi ni aning iriya nga among gitikan. Kaya nagsalig naman gid maayo sa agrarian na mauna nay among maangkon pohon. Ogne Conrado Estrella III.
Salamat, yan na.
Alipay na kaani boy.
And we are back following the appointment of Vince Dizon as the new Secretary of the Department of Transportation, or DOTR. Several senators have expressed their support. Senator Grace Poe expressed confidence that with his skills and experience, Secretary Dizon could expedite the urgently needed reforms and projects within the department. She assured that the new DOTR chief can count on their support in bringing relief to the commuting public and finding lasting solutions to the transportation sector's challenges. For his part, Senator Joel Villanueva looks forward to collaborating with the agency under Dizon's leadership, particularly in addressing the country's traffic woes. Senator J.V. Ejercito anticipates working with Secretary Dizon to accelerate the completion of major infrastructure projects that will benefit millions of Filipinos. Meanwhile, Senate Majority Leader Francis Tolentino emphasized that Dizon is qualified for the position and acknowledged Bautista's contributions to strengthening the country's transport systems.
It's doing good. Siguro health reasons. Alam ko, healthy naman dati. Nagmumotorsiklo pa nga yan eh. Si Jimmy Bautista. Baka may iba na rin siyang kwento na gustong gawin.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving the lives of Filipinos through subsidies, job creation, and ensuring access to affordable food. During the Trabaho para sa Bagong Pilipinas job fair in Iloilo, the chief executive highlighted ongoing initiatives such as organizing job fairs, providing affordable food through Kadiwa outlets, and extending support to low-income families. The president announced that approximately 2,000 job opportunities are currently available, with the government assisting in job matching and skills development. In addition, the chief executive also underscored that Iloilo residents can now purchase rice at 29 pesos per kilo from Kadiwa outlets, and noted that the government is implementing measures to reduce rice prices, including lowering the maximum suggested retail price or MSRP. These efforts are part of the administration's broader strategy to uplift the living conditions of Filipinos by ensuring food security and providing employment opportunities. On the other hand, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, has developed new curriculum to train technicians who can repair electric vehicles. Karen Bernadas of Philippine Information Agency, Bicol, tells us more.
As more Filipinos shift to electric vehicles, the government agency responsible for technical education has developed a training curriculum for technicians who can service these vehicles.
Ngayong taon, identified po ng Region 5 ang electronic vehicle as one of the emerging skills within the region. Specifically po dito is from the province of Camarines Sur, which is madami na po ang nag-purchase ng mga electronic vehicle and mataas ang demand and increasing ang demand based on the identified count ng ating industry partners during the industry consultation na kinonduct natin last year. So with this, na-identify natin na may mataas na needs or mataas na demand ang repair ng ating mga electronic vehicles.
Navarro emphasized that skills in the repair and maintenance of EVs are among the top competencies that TESDA plans to promote. The authority has identified over 100 EV technicians and users to undergo these trainings after completing the competency standards and submitting the Memorandum of Agreement among car dealers in the region.
Ini-encourage po namin yung mga iba't ibang car dealers po natin na makipag-ano din po, collaborate din po sa TESDA para po mapunuan po natin yung pangangailangan natin when it comes to latest trend ng technology na mayroon po sila na sa ngayon wala pa po talagang mga training.
The trainees who will be upskilled to repair and maintain electronic controlled vehicles will also receive allowance and sustainable employment through TESDA Complementary Livelihood Services Program.
Karen Bernadas from PIA Bicol Region, reporting for Balitang Pambansa.
The number of evacuees dropped as affected areas in Oriental Mindoro and Palawan recover from the effects of the shear line. A sapit from Philippine Information Agency, Mimaropa, has more.
In the aftermath of the shear line-induced calamity that struck the municipalities of Oriental Mindoro and Palawan, the number of evacuees continues to decrease. Currently, a total of 1,028 families and 3,839 individuals remain in evacuation centers, while 1,754 families and 6,704 individuals have opted to stay with relatives or friends for temporary shelter. Additionally, 14 houses have been completely destroyed, while 78 others sustained minor damage. As part of the ongoing relief efforts, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD Mimaropa, has allocated a total of 117.6 million pesos in assistance. This includes 114.7 million worth of stockpiled goods and 2.8 million pesos in standby funds.
The Disaster Response Management Division continues to monitor and coordinate with local government units to ensure timely assistance for affected communities. From the Philippine Information Agency, Mimaropa, Sapit, Balitang Pambansa.
The damage caused by the shear line in Palawan has reached 110 million pesos, mainly affecting agriculture, livestock, and infrastructure. The provincial government is seeking help from the Department of Agriculture, or DA, and the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH. 3 towns, Aborlan, Nara, and Brooks Point, are under a state of calamity. The assistance is ongoing for displaced families. Additional support is being provided to farmers affected, including those growing corn, rice, and coconuts. And for our weather update, shear line is affecting extreme northern Luzon, while the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ, is affecting Mindanao. The easterlies is affecting the rest of the country. Based on Pagasa's latest monitoring, Batanes and Babuyan Islands may experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms. Mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Aurora, and Quezon may also experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms caused by the easterlies. Caraga and Davao region may expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Meanwhile, Metro Manila and the rest of the country may experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to easterlies. 14 days to go and it's Ramadan. And that concludes a rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again next week at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Abiba Saripaudak, and this is your Balitang Pambansa.
Magandang balita para sa bawat manggagawang Pilipino. Nakamit natin itong 2024 ang pinakamababang unemployment